Classic EP here. Wake up, Mr. Puppet. Mr. Puppet.
Is it dinner time?
No,
I'm hungry.
I just rolled out of bed and it's 6:30. Thanks for getting me up. But
I'm
you know
about to
what,
go to bed.
Bob? It's worth getting up just to see your fabulous Beatle collection today, because we'll be talking Beatles.
Not the face, not the face.
No, we'll be talking to yourself too. I love that.
Okay, good. Hello, everybody. Hello, viewers. Thanks for having me back, Plastic EP. I got to tell you, what a joy and a treat it is to talk with you and share with you. I have to tell you something, folks. This guy is awesome sauce. Really. I really, it's too bad I live 3,000 miles away. I take you out to lunch.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what, Bob? Tell them the truth. Tell them that no one is going to see your collection except me. I've got an exclusive. Tell them so they know.
Basically, you're gonna bootleg this and sell it on the black market.
No, I'm not.
It's okay. I'm only kidding. How's
Guaranteed. But I tell you what, when you go, I'll make a list of items you can leave to me.
All right, just talk to my wife.
Okay. Well, she's a monkey.
Make her happy.
Hey, she's a monkey fan, so I've got one foot in the door.
That's absolutely.
Okay, now let's talk Beatles. I want you to tell me everything about your collection. How long did it take to get that together?
Oh my goodness! I went to my first Beatle convention in 1994, but I got to go back to the year 1978. I don't know if you can see behind me. There's a picture of London Town right there. I was not a Beatle fan. I was a Paul fan. I was one of those people in the world that said Paul was in a band before Wings. I didn't grow up musically. We didn't play music when I was growing up. We were always outside getting in trouble. So growing up with music was not a part of my life. And then when I found Paul McCartney music, I was just hooked. But I'm more of a Wings fan. I became a Beatles fan almost 15 years later.
Fantastic. Can I ask you your favorite Wings song? Your favorite Wings song?
My favorite Wings song is Listen to What the Man Said.
Fantastic. That's a great one. I love it.
From Venus and Mars. And I'm going to tell you why that's my favorite song. You know, we live in a world of emotion, happy, sad, angry, quiet. But Listen to What the Man Said to me is a happy song. It reminds me of eating watermelon. You know that you cannot be depressed eating watermelon? Watermelon, for some reason, is a happy food. And when I listen to the song, Listen to What the Man Said, it puts me in a good mood. So Listen to What the Man Said from Venus and Mars is my favorite.
Well said. I'm going to listen to the man because you're the man. But let me tell you.
You're the man.
My favorite Wings song is actually My Love. It's so great. That's just all
it is. My Love is almost a 70s version of the song Yesterday. I'll tell you a little trivia. That when I first got married, I'm on my second marriage, but I'm very happy now. But my first marriage, we danced to My Love.
Really?
Yeah. So when I hear that song, My Love, I'm thinking about my divorce.
Okay, that's fair enough.
That's a great song.
Let's get into the collection now, Bob.
Let's go. You want me to show you?
Yes, please.
Let's show you. Now you have to remember, I'm a Paul fan. So we have I got Paul. There's a poster of Paul. There's a poster of Paul. There's a life-size poster of Paul on our doorway. There's the Spencer puppet. I'm gonna turn on some lights so maybe you can see. Can you see better? There you go.
I can see, no problem.
Yeah. They made 4 posters of Paul of the Beatles, and it's actually a full-size one. And I gotta tell you something. I have my Spencer Paul doll is holding a sign. I have to read it for your viewers.
Yep.
It's spread love everywhere you go. Get it in there. Spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier.
It's very nice.
It's a great saying. So everything is all about Paul. And then here's Ringo. This is a Ringo standee for a really great album, Stop and Smell the Roses. Have you ever heard that album?
I got that album.
I bought it for 99 cents. It's actually a great album. This is the promo stand that I found. It's in mint condition. And then here's some more Beatles. Have you ever seen this? Beatles hair? Yeah. It's actually not real, but it came from the 70s. There's a picture of Paul getting a haircut, and there's actually some hair in there.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
I've heard of it, but never seen it.
Yeah. And then also down here, these are actually Beatle figures that actually came from Denmark. And I think they were a promotion for a milk company.
I've never seen that, Bob.
Yeah, these are from Europe.
I like the wrapper there above it, the orange one.
Oh yeah, well I'm going to get into that in a little bit because I've got the box.
Okay.
I've got the ice cream box. And then over here are the Halloween costumes. What's interesting about the Halloween costumes is it's the same costume but different masks.
I love the way you put it in that display.
Yeah, there it is right there. There it is right there. And then right below it is no, this is a reproduction. It's not real.
Yep.
Remember, I have reproduction. I tell people so they don't think I'm lying to them.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
good.
Because here are the Remco dolls right there. Here are the Remco dolls right there.
Someone told me their hair grows. Is that right or not? I met someone.
No, it doesn't. No. They never made it to grow. Here's the box that the Remco would come. I only have one box, but
Yep.
having them in the box is nice. And the prices for the Remcos, you can get them for as low as $150 and as high as $550, depending on the condition. Now, most girls or guys, they actually cut their hair too. So it didn't grow. They just got cut.
Okay.
There you go. And then also the guitar. The problem with the instruments is that they're not connected, so they get lost very easily. And here's, I don't know if you can see the mirror. You see the mirror? There's wings.
I see it.
There you go. I collect mirrors. I collect Beatle mirrors. There's
I had a mirror of Paul, and guess what? I broke it.
Did you? I
did. It was 70s.
Yeah, 70s, yeah. Let me get angle this a little bit better. There's the Halloween costume of the Blue Meanie. That's the costume right there. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see it perfect.
Okay, and then there's the mask for it right there.
Yeah, that's great.
There's
I
the
like
mask.
that. I like that carry case above there, the pink one. The carry case.
Yeah, the pink one. That was actually, believe it or not, that was given to me as a gift.
Oh, that's a beauty. That's hard to get.
Yeah, it's an LP from my friend Kelly from Northern Illinois. She gave that to me as a gift. I actually got a lot of Beatle gifts. That's one of them right there. I'm very proud of. I thank her every time I see her.
I like that pendant too.
Yeah, isn't that a cool pendant? Now, they also made individual pendants, but this is the one with all four of them. Let me shut the light off. Let me see. Is it better with the light off? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Bob, can I say something? You know the book above it, behind it? Up.
Yeah.
I've got that Beatle book. The one that's got a market back. I've got that.
Yeah, it's like a pop-up book.
Yeah, that's hard to get now.
I believe so.
Okay.
And here's something interesting. I'm going to see if I can angle this right. There are all the four Beatle. Let me see if I can angle this right.
Yeah, I can see it.
Let's see if I can, there you go.
Yep, that's no glare there. That's great. Just move across the Ringo.
There you go.
Fantastic.
And there's the coloring book right there.
Yeah, that's hard to get.
Yeah. And then also here's some Pelham Puppets.
I'm going to shut that. What's Pelham Puppet? When did they come out?
Oh, Pelham Puppets. These came out in the 60s. These are from England. And here are the Pelham. Here's actually all four Pelhams. Now I do need to tell you. Let me see if I can angle this so it's correct. There we go. Believe it or not, Pelham Puppets were very popular in England in the 60s. And they made them to look like the Beatles, but they were, believe it or not, originally supposed to be the Dave Clark 5.
Yeah, I can believe that. Why
Because
would
of
you
the
have a saxophone? That's
What's
right.
that?
I
They were
said, why
supposed to be
would you have a figure with a saxophone? Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, they're supposed to be the Dave Clark 5, but I converted them. But they came in the gray suits and they got in trouble, so they had to stop making them. And then this is something that I did. I did this myself. I'm
That's
a
nice.
painter. These are all the 4 faces of Paul.
You
Now
know,
here's the
I interviewed Mitch Axel for the Beatles
Mitch,
too.
oh yeah, Mitchell Axelrod.
Yeah, Mitch Axel. That's right. I interviewed him about the Beatles. That was great.
Oh, he's a wonderful friend and a wonderful person. He's one of a kind. I love him dearly.
He's the expert.
Yeah, very much so. He knows a lot about Beatles. I know nothing compared to what he does. Here's the ice cream box. It's an original ice cream box. And I got to tell you a story about this.
Yep.
I was in it. It's very rare. I was at an antique mall. I saw this for sale, and the price said $450. And I go, I'm not paying $450 for a cardboard box. And then I walked away. I went back and I go, there's something. Wait a second. Did I read it right? I went back and the price was actually $45.
Whoa, lucky you went back. I would have said it is 45 cents.
Yeah, and then it came with all these wrappers.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
So I posted that I found this ice cream box on Facebook, and a buddy of mine has been wanting an ice cream box for probably 20 years. He offered me $700 for it. I'm not ready to sell it yet, but when I do sell it, he'll get it. And then, have you ever seen the Batman comic book with the Beatles on it?
Yeah, I saw that. They're walking on the side. I've seen it.
Right.
It's on the net.
Right. And then here's some more. Again, remember, I'm a big Paul fan.
Yeah, I got that.
I'm going to do this. Let me just bring it down a little bit. Let's see. Where's my... Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, there's my Paul stuff. There's my Paul stand. I'm a big Paul fan.
Have you ever met him?
What's that?
Have you ever met him, Bob?
Oh, Paul? No, there's no way I would meet him. No,
I reckon he'd love to see that Paul puppet. I'm serious.
Yeah, I would love that. Well, I'll tell you a story. Once we show the pictures, I'll show you how I brought my Paul McCartney puppet to his concert. One of my most prized possessions is this Jeremy Boob. This is actually a hand puppet from England from 1967, 68, I think.
I've never seen it. Never.
Yeah, it's in mint condition. This is one of my most prized possessions. It's actually a merchandised item. It's not homemade. And then you've seen can you see the purses?
Yep.
Those actually came from Japan. Those were they're more bootlegged. And I have a friend of mine who actually just won America's Got Talent from Italy, and he sent me these as a gift. This is a real item. Ringo cookies.
And the cookies are still in it, sealed.
But yeah, one of them is actually full. This one's empty.
Okay.
Ship them from Italy. Now, here's another one of my prized possessions. See if I can get it right there. Well, it's a bendy of Paul, but it's mint in the wrapper and the box. This is actually from 1963, not 64, but 63. And in Mexico, they make very cheap marionettes. They're not even worth $1. They're very cheap. But believe it or not, they made 2 Beatle marionettes. And this is one of them. It's very rare and it's worth about $200.
That's very nice.
Yeah, I'm very proud of that. And here is my Paul shrine. You can see my Paul shrine. Here's the CD player. Here's the lava lamp. A lot of wings. Here's something for New Year's Eve. That's very interesting. A Paul noisemaker, because he's left-handed. Can you see that?
Yep.
Let's see if it works. Remember these on New Year's Eve?
Yep. Did they make a clicker? Did they make those clickers from the 60s where you click at the back?
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't have one of those. And here's more Paul stuff. Again, this is my Paul shrine.
Yeah.
Here's my Spencer doll. Here's a really rare from Japan. It's a squeeze toy of Paul. There's the bubble bath. There's another Remco. There are the lunch boxes, and there's the Paul model.
Remco doll.
Yeah, no, there's the Remco right there.
I just got to tell you, Bob, you know the picture underneath, the black one?
Yes, that one?
That's red. There's 4 of those. Have you got the other 3?
Yes, yes, I got them hanging.
That's really great to have that.
Well, I actually have all 4 of them hanging in the other room.
That's great.
Yeah, I have Paul here because this is my Paul shrine.
Yeah, of course.
This is all Paul over here. Here's some Paul licorice. In fact, I got to tell you a funny story. There's a friend of mine who lives in England, and he got locked in his apartment, and he couldn't get out. Believe it or not, there was something wrong with the door where he couldn't open it up, and there was no food in the house. So for 2 days, he actually ate his Beatle licorice. There's licorice in there.
How old was it? The licorice?
It's probably about 50 years old. But he ate it to keep alive. Is that
That's a long shot.
Yeah. And here's a famous picture of the Beatles in India.
Yep. Maharishi.
Yeah. Here's some more Beatles stuff. There's a Beatle clock from Rubber Soul. You see that?
Yeah.
And in here, when Paul was performing in the 90s, he actually had advertising on Coke on cans.
That's great. I've never seen that either.
Yeah, I think this is from Mexico. There's actually 2 versions. This is one version. Oh yeah, that's one version. And here is the other version. Here's the other version.
That's real good.
And believe it or not, there's some more Ringo cookies. Can you see more Ringo cookies? That's the chocolate version. There's the Halloween mask. I have to tell you, I don't know if you can see this little plastic bag right here.
Yep.
Actually, branches and leaves in this bag. We picked that up when we went to Paul's house in Liverpool, boyhood home.
Of course.
Yeah, you have to have some souvenirs when you go to Liverpool.
Hey, it's a pity you haven't got his front door.
Well, believe me, if it was loose, we would have stole it.
No, but you know what happened with Abbey Road? They took the original door off.
Right. Well, they found it, and it's there now.
No, I'm talking about the Savile Road. The Savile Road building.
Right. Okay. Right. Right. I thought maybe you were talking about Strawberry Fields. The gate is still there now.
Yeah, somebody stole the gate.
Right. It's back now. They found it. This is a bike seat from Yellow Submarine. You see the bike seat?
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Yeah. And then here's some more Beatles stuff up on top. There's the Flip Your Wig game. You see the Flip Your Wig game? I'm going to come over here. As you can see, I got stuff on my ceiling too.
Of course, you ran out of space.
This is our Beatle bed. So if you lay down and look up, I don't know if you can you see what you look on the ceiling?
Yep.
You see
Muhammad Ali. That's what teenagers did. I've got a photo of a girl. She's got posters every wall in her bedroom.
Yeah, we have it all on our ceiling. Yeah, I'm going to walk you up to the other row. Okay, well, you saw the monkey stuff the other day.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you for that.
Hey, here's something that I have, one of my other prized possessions. It really has no value, but early in my Beatle career, somebody actually made the Beatles from Yellow Submarine, but they made them in clay. You know, I still have them. These are 25 years old. The clay, believe it or not, is still soft. I've kept it for 25 years.
That's great.
Now, because I collect a lot of trinkets, these are all Beatle trinkets now. I'm just going to go ahead and walk. There's my John Lennon AM radio, the real bobbleheads.
Yep.
That's a John Lennon liquor decanter. Now, can you see back there the color forms?
Yep.
Do you remember the story I told you about the ice cream box, that it was
Yep.
$45? The same thing happened with the color forms. Same antique mall. I walked by and I thought the color forms were $450, $45. I paid for that. And here are the blow-up dolls.
Yep.
What's cool about the blow-up dolls is here's the actual box, and it still has the soap in it. Still has the soap in it.
You had to send the coupon off to buy them.
Yeah, I need to get the coupon. But there's the advertisement for the blow-up dolls. And here's some more Beatles stuff on my wall. And then I have a pole corner. The pole corner's on that way, and this is my Ringo corner. Here's my Ringo candy. And I don't know if you can see back there. There you go. There's the Ringo hand puppet that you got from. This is the actual candy wrapper. And it says that you can get the Beatle puppets, but they only made Ringo.
Seriously?
Yeah, well, let me just say this. The only existence is Ringo. Nobody has ever seen the other three.
So they only made one?
Yeah, that people know of. And there it is right there.
Maybe the Martians have got the other three.
Yeah, who knows? And there's the bubble. There's a more Soaky. Remember my Paul squeeze toy from Japan?
Yep.
Well, they also made one of Ringo. They also made one of Ringo.
I got to ask you a question, Bob.
Do I have to sit down?
No, you know that drum head that you got there?
Right, yes, the drum head.
Now, I've got to explain to you. In the 60s, I saw one that was orange. It was like fluorescent orange all around it. And it had a star on it, and it had its signature Ringo. You know
Ringo,
the one?
right. Yes, I've seen that one. I've never seen another one of these.
I've never seen that either. Tell me a bit about that.
I found that at an antique mall for $85.
Bargain.
And believe it or not, they had two of them.
Should have bought both.
I was with a buddy of mine. He bought one, and I bought this one.
Okay, that's all right then.
And here's the Ringo. Here's the Ringo model.
Yep.
Here's Spencer. And here's something interesting. Here's a Beatle rag doll, but it's got the actual guitar that it came with. This guitar is cardboard. It always comes off. And it also had there's the tag with it right there. And then here's some more stuff down here.
That's a world-class collection, Bob.
Well, it's a lot of trinkets. It's going on almost 30 years of collecting trinkets.
Yeah, but half those things don't exist now.
No, yeah, a lot of this stuff you can't find. In fact, you can still, like, here's a Beatle bobblehead. I mean, you can still get something like this, but I mean, I probably bought this 10 years ago. You probably can't get this version. You can probably get another version made today, but they're not built the same. And here's another interesting toy right here. Here's another cake topper, a full-size one.
Can I ask you? Well, you've probably already shown me, but in England and that they had cake decorations where they put the little plastic Beatles on the cakes. You got that, haven't you?
Yes, they're right here. I actually have them in the box, and here's some loose. You see them right there?
I've seen those in magazines. That's why.
Yeah, that's them right there. Yeah, I'll show you what the box looks like. I have the box right here.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if you can see the box. Let's see if I can find it. So I can angle it. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah, I see them there. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, that's fantastic.
There's the box.
Thank you for showing me that.
All right, and this is our Beatle room right here. Let me show you a couple other things that are really weird. Here is, I'm going to move this down over here. I don't know if you can see this, but this is actually black velvet. This is actually a black velvet picture of the Beatles, and you would get this in America in the early 70s when you filled up your car with gasoline. They gave this away as a gift. I mean, you probably have to pay maybe $5 for it, but this is something that's really rare. It's all black velvet. Isn't that cool?
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's really rare. Let me show you a couple other things. So my wife and I and some friends of ours went to Liverpool last year, and here's some more Beatle artwork, actual cartoon artwork. Speaking about Mitch Axelrod, they sold this at the Beatle store, and also, I don't know if you can see this right there. These are actual Cavern Club's wraparound for their coffee mugs. Here's one uncut.
It's great.
Yeah. And a friend of mine just made this the other day for me. It's
That's
three-dimensional.
brilliant.
Can you see it's three-dimensional?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
His name is Eddie Kalachi from Florida. He does 3D artwork. And this is my
Say a big hello to him.
I shall. This is my new John Lennon puppet. And so he took my picture and he did it into 3D.
Fantastic.
I'm actually a mascot. That's actually me as John. I built the head with some friends of mine, Wes Brock and Langston Hatch. We built the John Lennon head, and this is me as John Lennon. I'm actually going to go to Strawberry Fields in the Dakota on John Lennon's birthday this year.
It's great.
So I'll show you around the Beatle room again.
I've been outside the Dakota in the Imagine Garden there in Central Park.
So you've been to America?
Yeah, I've been 3 times, but I made sure I went outside the Dakota to pay my respects, and then I went to the Strawberry Fields Garden, and I saw the big circle there was Imagine, and everyone was just sitting around there paying their respects.
All right, let me turn on some light. Turn on some light. Listen, you got to do me a favor. When you come to America, you got to come see me and say hello.
Of course I will.
All right.
We won't discuss your location, okay?
Because I'll tell you, no. I live underground with the Planet of the Apes.
Hey, it'll be the
by the way,
mystery tour, and now we all know the address.
Right.
That's great, Bob. I'm really impressed. Seriously.
Well, thank you.
And I mean, you couldn't do it any better. Now, we've got some fantastic photos. I'm going to show you these great photos and just talk us through it, okay?
Absolutely. First photo.
Right. Here we go.
Okay, you see my forehead? See my?
Yeah.
That's wait. See my forehead? Wait, which way am I doing?
Fantastic.
Wait, which way am I doing?
Actually, I'll swing out.
Wait, there you go, like that. That's actually I'm wearing a toupee.
That's right.
I'm wearing a toupee. These are my original. Now I have to tell you something. They're dressed in purple. The reason why they're dressed in purple is, remember in the beginning of our interview, I told you I didn't know much about the Beatles early in my career. I was a Paul fan. My only recognition of the Beatles were from the cartoons. So when I had help getting these puppets made, I told my puppet designer, Marianne Taylor from Virginia, make them purple, because in the cartoons they looked purple to me. Little did I know that they were actually gray in real life.
Well, speaking about gray,
there you go. That is me. That is me performing my reenactment of the 1965 Blackpool show where the Beatles performed, and Paul first performed yesterday for the first time. I actually have a George Harrison hand puppet that comes up and introduces Paul, and he comes out and he sings yesterday. And I use the same soundtrack. Now, what's interesting about this picture is that if you listen to the soundtrack, you know, when the Beatles were performing, the girls and the guys were just screaming really loud. The problem was, you have to remember, this is the first time ever that there's only one Beatle on stage. So some of the girls were like screaming, but then they were confused because why would there only be one Beatle on stage? Well, only because they didn't need the other three. Paul was singing yesterday. So you could hear the confusion in the audience that they want to scream and yell, but they're kind of confused why Paul is on stage by himself. It's a great act.
Because he did a solo song and they weren't used to him being as Paul and not the Beatles. Exactly what you said.
Absolutely.
Now.
Absolutely. If you go to YouTube, Mr. Puppet Texas, because I used to live in Texas, you actually can see my YouTube show of Paul singing yesterday.
Amazing.
Camera. Hey.
Tell me about that one.
This is an act that I'm doing this year for the Fest for Beatle fans. This is where I reenact the Ed Sullivan Show of February 9th, 1964. And what I do is I get 4 helpers in the audience, and they poke their head through the curtain. And these are half body puppets. So they put their head on top of the body puppet, and they lip sync to Twist and Shout. It's a great time where people can take pictures. It's a lot of fun. I love this act.
That's unreal. Look at this one. Tell me about that.
This is one of my signature acts. This is a dummy called Danny, and we sing a song called I Feel Fine. I won't give the act away, but Danny argues with me in the act. He doesn't want to sing, and I actually fight with him on stage. And this is where he became really popular at the Fest for Beatle fans. You can see it. You can see the actual act on YouTube at Mr. Puppet Texas. It's one of my really famous, funny, comical puppet acts.
Watch this one. I love this.
This is my Sgt. Pepper puppets. And I created those in 1990. And I reenacted the center spread of the Sgt. Pepper. If you look at the Sgt. Pepper album and look at the middle of it, this is the actual picture of the 4 puppets from Sgt. Pepper.
And I like this one. This is a beauty.
That was done by my friend Terry Crane, who just wrote a Nebs book on all Beatle merchandise from the 60s. And he took this picture, and this was in Chicago at the Fest for Beatle fans. And believe it or not, those are 4 people I just met walking in the hallway. And I asked them, would you mind holding this puppet for me while we take this picture? And they did. They said yes at the beginning, but it took like maybe 20 minutes for us to get the right angle. And they really didn't want to do it. They were ready to walk away. So just before they walked away, we got the money shot, and that was it.
Now this one is amazing.
Yeah, that's me and Ringo. At the Fest for Beatle fans, we always do a parade every Saturday afternoon. And this is the promotional poster for the parade. Everybody loves Ringo. Ringo is one of the few Beatle puppets that I use or actually do a comedy act with him. It's very funny. And I used in fact, here's my Ringo. There's me holding Ringo. Now, Plastic EP, can you see the actual Ringo star in the picture? He's way in the back. Can you see way in the back?
Yeah, I see Ringo on the drums.
That's it. That's Ringo. Wait, I gotta look this way.
He's the other way from me.
He's right. That's him. That's actually Ringo on the drums. And I brought my Ringo puppet, to the Ringo Starr concert in Cleveland.
I'm sure he would have loved to have seen that.
You know what? I'm sure he did. I'm sure. I will tell you this. Paul has seen my puppet. Ringo has seen, and of course, John hasn't, but Yoko will see my puppet this year when I perform at the Dakotas area. But Louise, you have a picture with Louise Harrison?
That you just
There
spoiled
we
it. I
are.
was going to bring it up.
That's my George Harrison with Louise, and we're taking a selfie. And believe it or not, and I believe this, I'm going to take this to my grave. Louise Harrison told me that George was aware of a Beatles puppet show before he passed away.
I'm sure it was yours.
I'm the only Beatle puppet guy in America so far.
That's why you missed a puppet, and they better. And we want people to go to your page and like everything.
Right, you can just see, even though it's not Beatle related, I just finished making a Dean Martin puppet. Go to Mr. Puppet fan page on Facebook and MrPuppet.com. You can see all my puppets.
Now, since we spoke about Louise, let's have a look at some celebrities, and this one's a beauty.
That's me and Denny Lane.
That's it.
I'm teaching Denny Lane how to work a puppet.
Unbelievable.
I've met Denny Lane a couple of times. You know, they all know me from the Fest for Beatle fans. You know, they treat me very nicely, and I'm just very grateful. Like I said, I have a very gifted life. I've met you now. My life is complete now that I've met Plastic EP.
Thank you. But you know what made your life more complete? Meeting this guy.
No! Now, this is the picture I was telling you about in our first interview with me and Nolans.
He looks so happy there.
You know what? He was happy because I have to tell you something. This was his first fest. He loved puppets. He had a great relationship with Paul McCartney. It was just a wonderful experience.
Now, speaking about Paul, here we go.
But now I got to tell you a story about this.
Yep, go for it.
And now on your side is the actual picture from London Town.
Yep.
And I became a Paul McCartney fan in 1977. So in 1979, I painted this picture from London Town. So there's the picture that I painted. There's the picture I painted. And there's the actual album on your side. And I have to tell you something, Plastic EP. If there's anything I can do in my life before I die, I want Paul to sign this. But it's going to be near impossible.
You got to get him to sign it. But you know what? You look at this stuff, and I'd give you a signature straight away when you do something like this. Look at that.
Oh, look at that. That's my Paul McCartney puppet. I was doing a Paul act, and this is my Paul McCartney act from his 1990 to 93 or 4 tour of Liverpool, England. And so my puppet maker made the same costume that Paul's wearing. It's a great picture.
This one in the concert is my favorite. That one there.
That is I actually brought my Paul McCartney puppet to a Paul McCartney concert. There's 30,000 people in the audience. And Paul McCartney saw my puppet because I paid a lot of money. My wife and I sat in the 8th row. Now, let me tell you something. When you go to a Paul McCartney concert, if you want Paul to see you, I learned this from Rick Glover. You remember Paul's left-handed, okay? Well, he's left-handed. So Paul, if you're left-handed, you would always do this when you play the guitar. So you want to sit on this side of Paul McCartney because his head will always go that way. And that's where our seat was. So every time I saw Paul turning his head to look my way, that's when I lifted up my puppet. So he did see my puppet all during the concert.
And look at this one. I'm just saying. I take it this is Martha. Is that right?
There's Martha. That's now. I told you about my Danny routine. This is another favorite. Is my Martha. Who doesn't love a dog?
Exactly.
So this is my Martha routine is really great. I love performing it. It's a great stage act. You can see it on YouTube. Go to my website. You can also see it there too. And you know what? In fact, let me show you this real quick.
Right. Yeah. You know what that is?
Martha. That's Martha.
Bob.
Yes.
In his backyard there at St. John's Wood, he had this dome made, and that's them sitting in the dome in the backyard of his house.
Yeah, you could tell it's a dome room. I didn't know it was John's house.
No, that's Paul's house.
Oh, Paul's house. Okay, I'm sorry.
At St. John's Wood.
Right. So whenever I do my Martha routine, I always show this picture. because I tell people that Martha's actually the fifth Beatle.
Exactly. But you know what's amazing, Bob? This
What?
John Lennon doll here is amazing. Seriously.
I love my John. I love my John. In fact, I have about 3 different versions of the. I call this the Abbey Road John,
Yep.
and me actually doing an act. He actually sings an Elvis song because Elvis inspired John Lennon. There's our Wild Day Out. That's actually in my backyard with all my 4 puppets, and each one of those puppets has a different generation. There's the Abbey Road John. There's George from the 70s. There's Paul from the 90s, and that's Ringo of today.
But I've got to tell you, in the books, they got a photo of them in England in a park where that looks exactly the same. You know the photo I'm talking about? Where
Right,
they
yeah,
stick their heads out of the plants. That looks
Right,
identical.
That's why I reenacted that picture. Yes.
And these next photos to me are amazing. Okay? Look at that.
That's actually my Beatle puppets crossing Abbey Road. Now, a Plastic EP, you see those cars?
Yep.
Those cars are not parked. They're actually driving really fast. Abbey Road is actually a very public, very busy road. There's no lights on it. And so, well, there's lights on the other side, but these cars, they want to hit you. They want to run you over. So we had to do it on this side so we wouldn't get hit.
That's amazing. But look, you know what is the creme de la creme of the photos for me? This one.
You know where that picture is, don't you?
Yeah, number 2, Studio Abbey Road.
That's it. After we crossed Abbey Road, thanks to Mitch Axelrod and my friend Simon Weisman came with me, we went inside Abbey Road Studios. We were there for under 2 hours, and they loved my puppets. We went to both studio rooms, and we actually ate in the cafeteria in Abbey Road Studios.
That to me is one of the most amazing photos. Now, I mean, look, you've just taken us on a journey, and I'm sure all the young people out there seeing the puppets for the first time, that's like enlightenment. You know what I mean? If I was a young age, if I saw that, I'd go, wow. And the fact that you took these puppets to their concerts for Ringo, for Paul.
Listen, I took 4. Listen, Plastic EP, I took 4 puppets to England. I had 2 suitcases just of puppets. My wife goes, "Where are you going to put your underwear?" I said, "I'll buy underwear in England."
That's right. Now, there's one more photo here, and this is just of your collection.
That's the bedroom. That's the room we're in right now.
That's amazing, isn't it?
So, Plastic EP, when you come to my house, that's where you sleep.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll be sleeping in the garage somewhere where my wife puts me.
Okay, want to hear some Beatle jokes?
Yep.
Okay. When I say this joke, you have to say the word what. When I say this joke, you have to say the word what. What does Ringo eat for Thanksgiving?
What?
Drumsticks. What? Drumsticks. Wait. What does Paul eat for Thanksgiving?
What?
Wings. Wait. What does John Lennon eat for Thanksgiving?
What?
Cold turkey. Wait, the best one. What did George Harrison say after eating Thanksgiving?
What?
All things must pass.
I don't know how you come up with these things, right? But they're actually great. You know, you're actually entertaining people.
Okay, my friend Joanne actually wrote that last joke. It's hilarious. That's my favorite joke. Listen, now let me ask you a question, Plastic EP. You've been to Liverpool, yes?
No.
You've never been to Liverpool?
No.
You got to go. But let me tell you something. Years ago, Liverpool was a very tough town. How tough was it? Liverpool was a very tough town.
How tough was it?
It was so tough. The ice cream truck played Helter Skelter.
I don't know where you come up with this stuff. Are you like branching out into comedy?
I'm a comedian with puppets. I'm a comedian with puppets.
Listen, I've got to tell you now, for our wrap, I want you to run through where everyone can find you now. Website, Facebook, YouTube. Go through all that with us before we say goodbye.
All right. Facebook is Mr. Puppet fan page. My website is www.mrpuppet.com. YouTube is Mr. Puppet Texas. Or you can just watch some more interviews. We've done the Monkeys. This is the Beatle one. We'll be doing banana splits. We'll be doing my puppets. We'll be talking about my toupee. We'll have an interview just with my toupee.
We'll be doing Spider-Man too. Don't forget.
Spider-Man.
Your favorite. And also we'll be doing the Partridge Family as well.
Partridge Family. Welcome back, Cotter. And Fonzie.
Oh, yeah. You told me you're big on Fonzie. Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, I got to tell you a quick story, right? I'm in Santorini with my wife. And you know how you were talking about the 4 people that went up to hold the Sgt. Pepper puppets? There was a lady with a tour group. And I said, do you mind taking photos of me and my wife? She goes, sure. She couldn't speak English. By the time she took 20 photos, she turned around, the tour group had gone. She was lost. It's true.
Wow. I'm surprised you didn't keep your camera.
No, I think she got upset because she couldn't speak Greek.
That's funny.
And she thought it was
That's
lost.
funny.
And she had to go running around and find the group. That's a true story. If I tell you
That's
some
funny.
of the stories, I haven't got a whole episode to tell you about some of my stories. But Bob, I got to tell you, it's been a pleasure. And look.
Thank you so much. Thank you, really. Listen, viewers, you got to really stick with this guy. Like his page. Plastic EP, I have to tell you something. I mean, we're like adopted. We're like spiritual brothers now.
We are.
I really company. This guy is awesome. Awesome sauce.
All I want to say is to everyone out there who's watching this, anybody with big collections, I want you to contact me on Messenger. Go to Plastic EP Live TV, either on Facebook, either go to YouTube now. I've got a brand new channel, which no one knows about, but they'll find it because I've just told people.
Right.
And if you go to Facebook, look me up, Daniel Sam. You'll see the Monkeys bubblegum rapper. You know it's me. Just send me a friend request because I'll tell you what, Bob, I'm not joking. In the last 3 weeks, I've only got friend requests. So obviously they're watching us. And they must be watching us because you're the star.
I'm the star. There's my forehead. We're going to do an interview just on my forehead.
I'll just tell you, that, what did they call that? What did they call that guy, Foo, where you saw the nose over the fence? Was that Foo?
That was on Home Improvement.
No. In the 60s, they had like a fence and they had a figure with a nose over it and he had a name. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, must be an Australia thing.
Don't worry about it. Till the next time.
This is my wife's calling me to eat. Listen, peace and love, everybody.
Peace and love. We love you. Thank you again, Bob. See you.
Bye.